Recorded Books presents an unabridged recording of Shattered by the CEO by Emilie Rose, narrated by Jack Garrett.
Prologue. You will return to Kincaid Cruise Lines as acting CEO for 1 full year. The lawyer paused dramatically, his eyes finding Rand Kincaid's over the top of Everett Kincaid's will. And you will convince Tara Anthony to come back with you as your personal assistant. The words hit Rand like a bullet, knocking him back in his chair and punching the air from his lungs. No. Hell no. The lawyer didn't flinch. Years of dealing with Rand's bastard of a father had probably left the man immune to profanity and raised voices. Should you refuse, not only will you forfeit your share of your father's estate, but your brother and sister will lose theirs as well. In fact, if any of you fail in your assigned tasks, then I'm instructed to sell all of Everett's holdings to Mardi Gras Cruising for $1. The business, the estate, the investment portfolio. Son of a bitch! Rand slammed his palms on the table and shot out of his chair. He should have known the old man would find a way to pull his strings, even from the grave. Mardi Gras is Kincaid's biggest rival, and the CEO is my father's sworn enemy. I am aware of that. Clenching and releasing his fists by his sides, Rand paced the length of the Kincaid Manor dining room. He glanced at his younger brother and sister and saw more than grief and shock in their pale faces. He saw resignation, and in the case of his brother, frustration and suppressed anger. They expected Rand to walk, the way he had 5 years ago. The fact that he'd failed to contact Mitch or Nadia, or return their calls in the interim, had no doubt contributed to their lack of faith in him. But he'd cut all ties, because he hadn't wanted to put them in the middle of his war with their father. Rand struggled to shake off the invisible straitjacket cinching tighter around him. He owed Mitch and Nadia, and not just for abandoning the family business. He pivoted and refocused on the attorney. Anyone but her, not Tara Anthony. Within 3 weeks of declaring she loved Rand and wanted to spend the rest of her life with him, the woman had gone after deeper pockets when Rand refused to cough up a wedding ring. I'm sorry, Rand. Everett insisted on Miss Anthony. His father would. The manipulative despot. He had always coveted whatever Rand had, and then he'd taken it, by fair means or foul, and flaunted his successes like a cat leaves a carcass on the doormat. And if she refuses, Rand would make sure Tara did. Then you'll change her mind. Unless you choose to fail, there is no other option. Another dead end. Frustration burned like acid in his belly. I'll contest the will. The lawyer didn't even blink. Contesting by any of the 3 of you immediately results in forfeiture. Rand struggled with the urge to punch something. His tyrannical father had closed the obvious loopholes before unexpectedly dropping from a heart attack in his latest mistress's bed 3 days ago. But there had to be a way out. And if there was, Rand would find it. He planted his fists on the table and leaned toward the attorney. Richards, you know my father must have been mentally incompetent to demand this. He wasn't crazy, Rand, his brother said, before Richards could reply. I'd have known.